Okay, so in this next video, I want to talk about this Oracle deck called the Starseed Oracle Deck. And I thought it was just a pretty deck. I collect decks. Um, and I'm also a reader. I'm a intuitive. I'm a medium. So I like the artwork and the card interpretations in Oracle decks and tarot decks. This one I just picked up. I thought it was pretty. And I consider myself a star seed, and I said, well, why not? And it's got, I looked at it. It's got so much beautiful artwork and the cards. I I recommend the deck for people who identify as star seeds, but um, I wasn't really expecting. There was a surprise in this deck. Actually, you can make there's ways that you can make a pyramid when you're doing the reading. That's pretty fun. But the big thing about this deck is they say your heart is a portal, which I believe it is, and they are correct. And I said in a prior, as I explained in a prior video, I come from an abusive childhood. I was raised by people that I love very much, my parents, but they were also hurt children themselves, and I had, I suffered some physical and mental abuse, emotional abuse when I was a kid. Um, at the, mainly because my mother mainly, and then I had a passive enabling father, and I find these relationships played out throughout my life in other relationships, like friendships, work relationships, romantic relationships. And so I want to make some videos to help people to get out of those cycles and to set boundaries with people and not let get out of needing validation, the people pleasing, uh, looking for the love that your parents might not be able to give because they just can't get past the hurt that they received, even though I think their higher selves, the best that comes out of them loves you, but in this earth, sometimes we have tests, and we have to learn how to find that love in ourselves, and through higher powers, through God, through the universe, through our divine mother and father. Well, one day I was having a particularly, sometimes I have this pain in my heart, and it's just like this sinking hole, and it feels like nothing I can do to make it go away. It's just like it feels like a black hole or void, and it hurts. And I pray about it. I even tried to channel uh, Archangel Raphael for the healing, and other, just pray pray to God, meditate, and it's still there. It's a deep wound. Well, I just happened to pull these cards out and do a reading, and this card came up called We the Hathors. And it was just like, oh, okay, this is kind of cool. Just an Egyptian goddess with the hieroglyphics. I didn't think much of it. But when I read what it was, it says, "Deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal," which is really beautiful. But I read the description, and it says to hold the card to your heart, uh, because your heart's a portal. And after I read the description and said what it told me to say, I just felt this instant cure of the the pain in my heart, and like this motherly love that just came into my heart and stopped the pain. And I was just really grateful I took this deck out and found this, because it is something that helped me in that moment. And I feel as towards the bigger picture of my life. And what it is I'm gonna post more about it in the description, uh, as I do my research. But there is this guy that did some channeling, and he spoke to these divine beings, these ancient beings. We're divine, uh, multidimensional, eternal beings also, but we're here to learn and become more spiritual ninjas or spiritual Jedis. That's why we're here. And so these ancient beings have been around even before the civilizations that we know of and were taught about, before Egypt times, even before Atlantis and Lemuria. They're in. They are. They have the nurturing love, like the divine motherly love, but they are our divine brothers and sisters. And they spoke through the goddess Hathor, who is a nurturing mother goddess, a lot like the goddess Venus or Freya in the Norse gods. So they they bring that motherly energy, but they spoke. They claim to have spoke through the goddess Hathor to the Egyptians, and with that energy. And I'm going to read from the original channeler about We Are the Hathors, but I'm going to read to you what it says about this card for anybody that needs that nurturing divine mother feeling, because sometimes we need that in our lives. We need to nurture ourselves and try to heal our hearts, and maybe this will help somebody else that's seeing this. So it says, we the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hashers are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know the journey on Earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the Mother's arms. This is a card of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine, and you have access to more love than your heart can bear. If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother, flooding towards you from every direction. Let it stretch your heart. Then it says Starseed activation, and here's the part where I felt the pain go away. It says, place the card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I am loved. I am held. So I would just like anyone who needs that love to meditate on that for a minute. I'm going to read it again. And to look at the card and hug yourself. Hold yourself by your heart. And I'm going to say it again. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I am loved. I am held. So I know this might seem like a silly little thing to some people, but I'm just putting it out there. Because it was just really crazy. I was doing everything. I was trying to meditate. I was praying. I was trying to channel healing angels, and nothing was getting this pain to go away. And then when I put this card over my heart, like I just felt this knowing and this love wash over me. So it's the Starseed Oracle Deck by Rebecca Campbell, artwork by Danielle Noel. I'm going to put the link to this in the description. But and I'm also going to do more research about We the Hathors, but Hathor is a pretty amazing goddess, and she looks worldly, like a lot of the Egyptian gods do, but it's almost she looks like a magical being, and she's not just like a regular woman. And there's different art you can see if you look up Hathor in images on DuckDuckGo or a search engine. You can see she's got this. It's like this loving being. Anyway, I hope this helped someone feel loved today, or you all feel loved. I love you, and I'm pulling for you. And anyway, we can do this. Peace out.